everyone, and welcome to A Balancing Act, the podcast devoted to helping families navigate memory loss and dementia. I'm Kelly Burtonshaw. Let's get started. Welcome back, everyone. There is a common belief that when a loved one shows signs of struggling with their memory or maybe their daily tasks, care planning is something you do later, if and when a diagnosis is made or when the changes become impossible to ignore. But life rarely works that neatly. If your loved one has a health event, an accident, or a hospitalization, it can suddenly reveal memory and cognitive problems that had been building quietly for some time. And when that happens, families are forced to make important decisions immediately, with little to no preparation. That's why I want to encourage a different approach. Rather than waiting for a crisis, think about creating a simple roadmap for the next 3 years, not for the rest of your loved one's life, just the next few years. Because hope is not a plan. Of course, hope matters, but without preparation, it often leaves families making decisions under pressure, decisions driven by urgency than by what truly fits your loved one's needs and wishes, and your own. So breaking planning into a shorter time frame makes it more realistic, more practical, and much easier to start. If your loved one's needs changed 6 months from now, what would you do next? A year from now? Next month? Most families don't realize just how many decisions accompany increasing care needs until they're already in the thick of it. And by then, all the energy goes toward finding anything that's available, rather than being able to take your time and choose what's best. So where do we even begin with this 3-year plan? A good place to start is by taking an honest snapshot of where things with your loved one stand today. And it's important to know you don't have to do this alone. Sit down with other family members, close family friends, maybe even the spouse, and compare all your observations about any changes in your loved one's memory or performance of their daily routines that have been noticeable from, say, a year ago. Then it's important to reach out to your loved one's physician and share your observations. He or she can provide diagnostic and clinical information and resources regarding where your loved one is in the dementia process and what is likely to come next. So now, when everybody shares a clear understanding of what is actually going on, start thinking about what support would look like if those changes continue. I highly recommend arranging for a social worker to help you with all this. They will save you a ton of time and stress. Another great benefit to all this is that when you work with your loved one's physician and the social worker, they can help everyone decide in advance the possible signals that your loved one will need more support or maybe even a change in environment. Families often struggle with this because everyone has a different idea of when action should be taken. If you use the professionals to mediate this discussion, it's always helpful. Getting on that same possible timeline is absolutely necessary for any kind of successful plan. And please keep in mind that this is not about expecting the worst. It's about recognizing that the small challenges you see today often become much larger challenges over time. Now that everybody's at the same table, it's time to make sure that your loved one's affairs are in order and get all the healthcare and legal documents in place. If your loved one does not have an advance directive, a living will or trust, power of attorney, healthcare power of attorney, or updated estate documents, don't wait. And these conversations are so much easier when your loved one can actively participate in these decisions. But I can tell you from experience that sometimes a loved one doesn't want anything to do with this. It's overwhelming. It's frightening. And often they feel like their family is just trying to take over and they want to shut that out. When this happens, it can help to reassure them that getting all these things in order and having all these documents completed isn't about giving up control. It's about making sure their wishes remain at the center of all future decisions. I want us to take a small pause together. These conversations can bring up a lot, I know. And if what you're hearing feels helpful, I hope you'll take a moment to hit that follow button. It's a simple act that helps me keep bringing you new stories, insights, and encouragement to help lighten your load, even if it's just a little. And if the platform you listen to this podcast on allows reviews and ratings, please share your experience. This moves us up on the podcast lists, and that's how we can reach more families and provide the support they need. There's another way to show your support, through a donation. Just look for the Buy Me a Coffee link in today's show notes. This helps us keep the mic on and the episodes coming. Thank you so much for listening and for being part of this community. Okay, here's the largest and most complicated consideration for families. Think for a minute what you would have to do if you absolutely had to move out of your home in a week, in a month, in 6 months. Now, think about moving your loved one out of their home, because it's important to walk everyone through all of this. There will come a point when your loved one will have to leave their home to receive higher levels of care. Arranging in advance so that everybody knows who will do what and when lightens the load considerably. And here's a tip. If your loved one's home is anything like my mother's was, this is the time to start gradual and thoughtful downsizing. The next thing you need to focus on is becoming familiar with local care options before you need them. And I'm going to tell you this right now, so many senior care facilities have waiting lists. Seeing what's out there doesn't mean you're committing to anything. It's just gathering resources. The same is true when it comes to financing this care. You don't need every answer today, but getting a general idea of the cost of the care and what benefits may be available can prevent costly and unpleasant surprises when the time comes. Again, a social worker is your go-to with all of these types of conversations. Finally, it is important to think about what would happen if circumstances changed suddenly. Who would make decisions? Who would be contacted first? What would the immediate steps look like? In a time of crisis when emotions are running really high, a plan creates clarity and stability, helping everyone respond more effectively. A 3-year care plan isn't about predicting the future perfectly. It's about building awareness, gathering information, and making thoughtful decisions before they become panic decisions. You're simply creating a direction for the next chapter. So if you take one thing from today's episode, let it be this. Don't wait for a crisis to begin planning. Small steps taken today can make future decisions far less stressful. I'm including in today's show notes some great resources to get you started on your 3-year plan. And if you have any questions about this or ideas to share, please message me on our Facebook page. The link is in the show notes. After all, we're in this together. And as always, as you're walking through planning just the next few years ahead, give yourself this grace. No one is perfect at this. No one. You're doing the best you can. You're doing it from a place of love. And that is enough. I'm Kelly Burtonshaw, and it was my pleasure spending time with you today. Please keep in touch.
Hi, I'm Peggy Wright, editor and producer of this podcast. We know that juggling your loved one's care while trying to manage your own life can truly become a balancing act. We want to help you as you navigate this journey by offering our support. You can reach out to us anytime by going to our Facebook page to ask questions, leave comments for Kelly, or talk with her one-on-one by setting up a chat. The link is in the show notes. And you can find us on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. If you like what you hear, please take a moment to rate and review so we can continue to provide relevant content. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for listening today.